Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need. Right now, get a free select tool when you buy the Craftsman V20 2-pack battery kit. Whether it's the backyard, the bathroom, or beyond, Craftsman has the tools to help you power through and get the project done right. Because DIYing is unpredictable, but your tools shouldn't be. Shop Craftsman at Lowe's today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back here on Live Bet Saturday. I'm Scott Seidenburg here with you on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. So I did go in on that over in the second half between the Thunder and the Timberwolves. So we're going to monitor that once they get underway in the second half. I did it at, got a bad number though. So it was at 110.5 and it did go up. So got it at the 111. But I do like the second half to go over. I think both teams can go over their team totals as well. The scoring's not going to stop here, and I would expect a run from the Oklahoma City Thunder at some point because they're not going to continue to shoot as poorly as they have shot in this game. Again, the numbers right now, if you look at the stats for the Oklahoma City Thunder, 6 of 23 from three-point range, 12 of 40 from the field. That's 30%. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves shooting at 56% from the field, 47.4% from three-point range. I would expect a run here from the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I do think that comes here. We'll see if it happens early in this third quarter. But we have a baseball game that is going to start in about 5 minutes, so I want to give you a best bet for this game right now. It is in Sacramento between the Phillies and the A's, and I'm going to go with the Phillies in the first 5 innings. Right now, the Phillies' first 5 inning money line is minus 160. I'm going to lay the half a run, though. Phillies minus a half a run in the first 5 innings. It is minus 115, and I actually also like as a correlated bet here, the Phillies team total in the first 5 innings over 2.5 runs. So I like the Phillies to score 3 runs here in the first 5 innings off of Jeffrey Springs, and I'm going with Philly minus a half a run in the first 5 innings. Now, I'm going to fade Jeffrey Springs, who has not performed well pitching in Sacramento this season. In 4 starts pitching in Sacramento in his home ballpark, Jeffrey Springs has a 1-2 record. In 20 innings, has allowed 24 hits, 18 runs. 14 of them earned, so his ERA at 6.3 should actually be higher. He's allowed 4 home runs at home. Opponent's batting average is .289 at home. Those are numbers to fade. Those are numbers to fade for Jeffrey Springs, and that's what we're going to do here. We are going to fade Jeffrey Springs, and we are going to back the Philadelphia Phillies on the first 5 innings here on the road. So, first 5 innings, Philly minus a half a run. And if we look, let's look a little further into Jeffrey Springs' numbers here. He's got a 3.91 ERA on the season. His expected ERA is right around there, so nothing fluky here. But his fielding independent pitching of 4.43 and his xFIP of 4.85 suggests that even his ERA being at 3.88 should actually be a little bit higher, should be giving up more runs. And as I mentioned, at home this year, he has not been good. Meanwhile, for Christopher Sanchez, who has gotten off to a very good start to his season, Sanchez has done a great job for the Philadelphia Phillies, who, let's just face it, are hot right now. But Sanchez 4-1 with a 3.10 ERA on the year, and away from home, he's been even better. A 2.66 ERA, allowing just 6 runs in 20 1/3 innings away from home this year. And as I mentioned, the Phillies are just hot right now. Winners of 8 straight games, Philadelphia has taken control of, or has put themselves in control of the National League East as they are the favorites. The Mets did win against the Dodgers, so they split the first 2 games of their series. Philly with a win can keep ahead of the New York Mets. So best bet, game's about to start in Sacramento. Phillies First 5 innings, minus a half a run at minus 115. If you want to give yourself the push protection, it's minus 160 on the money line. And we are on the Phillies team total in those first 5 innings over 2.5 runs. That is your best bets, brought to you by G-Bank. Introducing the $500 trifecta. Look at this. From G-Bank, First Bet, and VSiN. All you need to do is open up a G-Bank Visa Signature credit card. In the first 90 days, deposit and play through $1,000 at First Bet to trigger the $500 trifecta. You'll receive $200 in cashback rewards on your G-Bank Visa Signature credit card. First Bet will give you a $100 deposit match. VSiN completes the trifecta with a free VSiN Pro subscription through August 31st, a $200 value. That's the $500 trifecta from G-Bank, First Bet, and VSiN. Head to vsin.com/gbank. That's VSIN.com/gbank. This one-time promotion is limited to customers opening a new account in response to this offer and will not apply to requests to convert existing accounts. Apply today. Terms and conditions apply. I'm Scott Seidenburg, always on Twitter at ScottsOnAir, ScottsOnair, as the second half is underway, as we will be monitoring the Timberwolves and the Thunder. We are on the over in the second half. We are also on the Thunder to come back and make a little bit of a run here, as we do have them multiple live bets. And right now it is hey, look at this. A good start, 5-2. Thunder leading here in the third quarter. Monitoring our player props that we placed prior to the game, we do have the over 18.5 points for Julius Randle. He's got 12 points right now through this game so far. So 12 points for Julius Randle. We are 7 points away from cashing that prop. We did play Julius Randle over 1.5 3-pointers made. He is 0 of 2 from 3-point range. So you wonder, with this big lead, does Randle take 3-pointers? We hope that this game gets closer, because you don't want it to get to a situation where Randle doesn't play in the fourth quarter, because this game's a blowout. So we would like for the Thunder to make a game of it so we can get more out of Julius Randle. He's got 12 points on 5 of 10 shooting, but 0 of 2 from 3-point range. Leading the way for the Timberwolves is Anthony Edwards with 20 points. But we played the Randle over 18.5 and over 1.5, so he's got 12 points, 0 of 2 from 3-point range. We did take the under Jaden McDaniels rebounds. He's got 5 rebounds, and so not looking good, because we took the under 6.5. And this is one where we're going to get burned here and lose this prop because of just how poorly Oklahoma City shot in the first half. I did not expect that. If you told me that the Thunder were going to shoot 30% from the field in the first half, and they were going to go, 15 of, 12 of 40 or whatever it was, I would not have played an under rebound prop on a Minnesota player. I did not expect the Thunder to miss this many shots. So because of that, probably going to get burned on that prop there. And we have the Jalen Williams over assists. He has 1 assist, so probably get burned on that one as well, because if you don't make shots and you don't score points, well, you're not going to get any assists. So the passes could be there, the shot attempts could be there, but if you don't make the shots, you don't get the points and you don't get the assists. But we'll keep an eye on this. Good start here in the third quarter for the Thunder. It is now 74-52 as the Thunder have jumped out to an 11-2 run here to start the third quarter. So going to need some more scoring, but a good start here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Second intermission between the Hurricanes and the Panthers, and right now it is a 1-1 game with your live total of 4.5 plus 110 to the over, as the third period is about to get underway. And starting the third period on the power play will be the Florida Panthers. So your live line right now, Panthers minus 166, your live total of 4.5 plus 110. And we would like the over to hit, because we did play that same game parlay. We already cashed leg one of it, which was the under 1.5 in the first period, but now we need the over 5.5 for the game. So would like to see some goals, being scored here in this third period. Good start for the Phillies. We do, as I mentioned, the best bet that we just gave out was the Phillies in the first 5 innings, -0.5 run, and the Phillies to score over 2.5 runs in the first 5 innings. Well, Trey Turner opens the game with a walk and has since stolen second base. So we got Trey Turner on second with Bryce Harper up. Nobody out here, top of the first inning, as we look for the Phillies to jump out to a lead here in Sacramento over the Sacramento A's. As let's take a look at some live numbers right here in this NBA game, as we have hit a commercial, but I mentioned the good start for the Thunder, an 11-2 run here to start the third quarter. Right now, your live action at 74-52, Timberwolves -15.5, live total of 225.5. So Thunder plus 15.5 if you're intrigued by that right now, after they got out to a good run here to start the third quarter, 11-2 run to start the third. Right now, Shea has 12 points to lead the way for the Thunder. Jalen Williams has 11 points. Chet Holmgren with 10. And we went over the stats for the Minnesota Timberwolves earlier, and we'll see what happens here after the commercial break. But a good start, good opening flurry here for the Thunder against the Timberwolves, as the Florida Panthers have just scored and taken a 2-1 lead over the Carolina Hurricanes. So Florida, with an early goal here in the third period, leads 2-1 over Carolina as they look to take a 3-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. The defending Stanley Cup champions looking to get back to the Stanley Cup final. I'm Scott Seidenburg. Hit me up on Twitter at ScottsOnAir, ScottsOnair. We'll update you on what's going on in both playoff games and keep track of our best bet that we're sweating out that just got underway in Sacramento. This is Live Bet Saturday here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Back here on Live Bet Saturday. I'm Scott Seidenburg with you on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. What a start we have from the Philadelphia Phillies there in Sacramento. As, we're about a single away right now from cashing our Philly team total bet already in the top of the first inning. I mentioned earlier, last segment, Trey Turner walked, stole second. He scored on a Bryce Harper single and then an error. And then Kyle Schwarber popped out. Nick Castellanos has doubled, or Harper reached on error, whatever it was. But anyway, that scored Turner. Nick Castellanos then doubled, scoring Bryce Harper. It is 2-0 Philly with Castellanos on second base here. 1 out in the top of the first inning. One more run, and we will already cash our over 2.5 runs on the Philly team total in the first 5 innings bet. And we would like to see, well, the Phillies just to continue. Score as many as we can, because we do have the Philly first 5 bet laying the -0.5 run. As I believe that was Alec Bohm is up now. There's 2 outs in the top of the first inning. JT Realmuto struck out swinging there. So Turner scored on the error, and then Castellanos doubled, and now Realmuto strikes out. Alec Bohm is up. Runner on second, 2-0 Philly already here in the top of the first inning in Sacramento. I mentioned with the Thunder, great start to the third quarter, and it has disappeared very, very quickly. They opened up the third quarter on an 11-2 run. Since then, the Timberwolves have responded with a 12-0 run. That's right. Now the Timberwolves are outscoring 14-11 in this third quarter. Finally, a shot here, or I guess free throws made by the Oklahoma City Thunder. So 86-54 is your score with 6 minutes left in this third quarter, as your live number is back up to Timberwolves minus 25.5. At one point, when the Thunder went on their run to start this third quarter, this got down as low as 15.5. But the credit the Timberwolves have responded. They took that punch right there from the Oklahoma City Thunder, and then they responded, and now the Thunder are back to what they did poorly in the first half, which was not make a shot. 8 of 28 from the three-point line in this game right now for the Oklahoma City Thunder, shooting only 34% from the field, 17 of 50. My goodness, they still can't hit a shot. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's got 12 points, 4 of 12 shooting from the field. Anthony Edwards has 25 already. What a performance from Ant-Man. 25 points already. Julius Randle's got 14, so we need 5 more points from Randle. But I'm starting to get nervous because the more this stays a blowout, the more we might not see some players play in the fourth quarter. Look at the bench scoring from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Naz Reid's got 10 points. Terrence Shannon's got 9. Nickeil Alexander-Walker's got 7. DiVincenzo, he's only taken that one shot. That one corner three that he made early, that's it. That's the only shot he's taken in this game. But you've got now 29 points from the bench from the Minnesota Timberwolves. That is just tremendous. Off the bench for the Thunder, Jalen Williams, 2 points, Caruso, 3, Isaiah Joe, 2, Wiggins, 3. That's it. Carson Wallace in 12 minutes hasn't taken a shot. Joe's 1 for 5, Caruso's 1 for 5. Wiggins made the only shot he took, a three-pointer, and Jalen Williams really only played 3 minutes, and Mitchell's only played 3 minutes, so we don't count them. But Shai, 4 of 12, 27 minutes. He's a minus 27 on the floor right now. This is it. This is a whooping from the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I thought that the Thunder had a run in them, and when they jumped out to that 11-2 lead here in the third quarter, I thought that was it. This was the run. But they are turning the ball over. They're missing every shot they take. I mean, this might be one of the worst shooting performances we've seen. Let's see. What's the worst field goal percentage in an NBA playoff game? The worst field goal percentage in an NBA playoff game, well, that's by player. Let's see. 15.6. Well, that's historically bad. We're not talking about the, what year was that? The 1947? No, let's do a little modern era here. I want to go, let's see. 1973? Nope, we gotta go sooner than that. Let's see. How about, all right, 2004, April 21st, 2004, the Hornets shot 24.4% against Miami. They lost 93-63. In 1999, the Blazers shot 24.7% from the field. So those are the worst in the modern era, if you will. There hasn't been a game since 2004 that a team has shot under 25% from the field, it looks like. I mean, my goodness. Well, listen, the Thunder aren't shooting 25%. They're only shooting 30% from the field. So, but if they keep missing more shots, then this could wind up being a historic performance, not in a good way, for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, I mean, this is a team that had a historic offensive performance in a positive way earlier in this postseason and is now having a historic performance negatively, 17 of 51 from the field. Just absolutely terrible. Another goal here for the Florida Panthers, as they have taken now a 3-1 lead in their game against the Carolina Hurricanes. The Panthers will look to take a 3 games to none series lead as they got another goal here. Let's see. Jesper Boqvist, who was elevated to that top line with the injury to Sam Reinhart, he scored the second goal of the game. Nico Mikkola scored the first goal of the game. Jesper Boqvist with the second goal of the game, and waiting to see who gets credit here, who that shot was for that third goal. Haven't seen it pop up yet. Your only goal for the Hurricanes was Logan Stankoven on that power play in the second period that tied the game, as that made it a 1-1 score. Boqvist, about a minute into this third period, minute and a half into the third period, made it 2-1, and now another goal has made it 3-1, and just waiting to see who scored that goal. So we'll give it to you for your anytime goal scorer bets. And as they just scored again, I think that was Sasha Barkov just scored another goal, as looks like the move to Pyotr Kochetkov is not working out here for the Carolina Hurricanes. 4-1, the Panthers lead, and we are one goal away from the plus 440 same game parlay of under 1.5 first period, over 5.5 for the game. As, like I said, one goal away now with a 4-1 lead here. My goodness, what a just barrage of scoring right now. The third goal was scored by Nico Mikkola, his second of the game, and then Alexander Barkov scored the goal just now. 2 goals, 30 seconds apart for the Florida Panthers. This team is a machine right now. An absolute wagon. I can't see them losing the cup now. We're gonna have back-to-back champions. I mean, this team is. I mean, and listen. Now we've seen sometimes teams that get real hot and then it quiets down. Like you never know what's gonna happen on a game-to-game basis. But the way this team is playing right now, and especially with Bobrovsky in net, who is the favorite to win the Conn Smythe and would be the bet for me and should be the bet for you to win the Conn Smythe as the MVP of the playoffs here. My goodness, this team is an absolute wagon right now. 4-1. Panthers lead the Hurricanes game 3 there in Florida, as we still have about half of the third period left to play, about 11 minutes and change left to go in this third period. One goal away from the game going over 5.5. Your live total right now is at 6.5, and it is plus 140 to the over. 6.5 plus 140 to the over. At 4-1, we are still in range for an empty netter, because you would pull the goalie down 4-1. If this thing gets to 5-1 prior to that, I do not think that Rod Brindamore pulls the goaltender. So if you like the over, well, you're going to need a Carolina Hurricanes goal, I think. Well, NBA playoffs are heating up, and our partner at ProfitX is offering the best odds on the playoffs. ProfitX is a peer-to-peer sports exchange available in 40-plus states. You're going to be able to make your sports picks against other groups of fans rather than against sportsbooks, and exchanges guarantee the best odds on average by 10 to 20%. You can even request your own odds. Download ProfitX today with code VSIN and earn up to $200 in profit cash over your first month. Well, the Thunder, the comeback, doesn't look like it's happening right now. 3 minutes to go in a low-scoring third quarter as the Timberwolves lead 94-59. I'm Scott Seidenburg. It's Live Bet Saturday here on VSIN.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSIN, the Sports Betting Network.
Well, we cashed the anti-correlated plus 440 parlay under 1.5 first period, over 5.5 full game, as the Panthers a 5-1 lead now over the Carolina Hurricanes. Florida is an absolute wagon. This team is just a machine. And another goal, my goodness, Brad Marchand with the goal. It is 6-1 Panthers. This is an embarrassment. We got 2 embarrassments going on here in the playoffs. The Minnesota Timberwolves are embarrassing the Thunder, up 40 points in the third quarter. And the Panthers are embarrassing the Hurricanes right now. And at this point, it's like, what do you do if you're the Panthers? You're not. I'll tell you right now, Frederik Andersen's probably starting game number 4. The Pyotr Kochetkov experiment did not last did not go well. It did go well early on in the game. It was a low-scoring game, Only 1-0 after the first period. 5 third-period goals, though. Kochetkov has allowed 6 goals on 24 shots against. Meanwhile, Sergei Bobrovsky has stopped 19 of 20 shots in this game. Panthers are an absolute wagon. My goodness. Unbelievable. This was a one, and all 5 of these goals in the third period have happened in the last, I don't know, what, 5, let's see. This was a 1-1 game to start the third period. This was a 2-1 game, a minute 30 in. They have scored now in the last 4 minutes of game time. They have scored 4 goals. That's crazy. I guess they're reviewing to see if it was offsides. Not like it matters. Also, not like it matters, but the third quarter has come to a close as the Minnesota Timberwolves continue their hot shooting. They have outscored the Thunder 35-29 in that third quarter. So third quarter with 64 points scored, you're on your way towards an over in the second half. But if you like the Thunder to come back in the second half, well, they lose by 6 here in the third quarter. If you wanted them to cover the second half line, they would have to win this. Let's see. Down by 6 in the first quarter. They needed to win by 9. You need them to win by 15 here in the fourth quarter. Could it happen? Sure. Against the backups? Absolutely. And that's the thing you have to think about now. Is it the backups coming in? This is a 107-70 game. This is a 37-point lead right now for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The live line is Timberwolves minus 32.5. Minus 32.5. What? This is unbelievable. Your fourth quarter line is Thunder minus 4.5. Your fourth quarter total is 52.5. And this is what you have to wonder. With the backups coming in now for both of these teams, do you get an under in the fourth quarter? With backups that, or for at least Minnesota might be playing out the strings, who knows? Or do you get an over in the fourth quarter because the backups are going to come in and they're just going to keep shooting? Right? Like, you would think DiVincenzo just made a three-pointer. DiVincenzo made a three-pointer in the first quarter. That corner 3. He didn't take another three-pointer until just now at the end of the third quarter. Well, you got to believe like DiVincenzo is going to play probably a lot of minutes here in the fourth quarter. Let's take a look at something here because we might have. I think there's a live bet to be made right now. Live player threes. Dante DiVincenzo is at over. Oh man, if we can bet this, it's locked on DraftKings. I want to bet Dante DiVincenzo over 2.5 threes. He already has 2. He's going to make a 3 in this fourth quarter. I think everything's locked right now. But I got to believe maybe because it's a 40-point game. But don't you think DiVincenzo and these backups are going to just keep shooting? I can see DiVincenzo shooting a three-pointer in this fourth quarter. He's probably going to play the bulk of the minutes. Who else do they have? They don't have a deep bench. Naz Reid, 15 minutes off the bench. DiVincenzo's played 12 minutes. Alexander Walker's played 14 minutes. And Terrence Shannon's played 6 minutes. That's it. They play 4 players off the bench. And yeah, I think all the player props might be locked right now. But that's something I would take a look at. If you can bet it. Look at your sports book to see if they offer it. Shooting for the right now, your box score, Anthony Edwards has 30 points. Julius Randle's got 19. So you cashed his over 18.5, but he's only 1 of 3 from three-point range, so we need 1 more 3 from Julius Randle to cash that. We also bet the under 6.5 rebounds for Jaden McDaniels. He's got 6 rebounds now. I would love for him to not play in this fourth quarter. Because if he doesn't play in this fourth quarter, he's going to finish the game with 6 rebounds. We did also take the over assists for Jalen Williams. He only has 2 assists, though, 13 points. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, what a disappearing act from the MVP. 4 of 13 from the field, 14 points. 4 of 13 for 14 points. He scored 31 points in Game 1, 38 points in Game 2. He's got 14 points here in Game number 3 on 4 of 13 shooting, 2 of 5 from three-point range, and getting to the free throw line twice. He is 4 of 4 from three-point range. So maybe a big fourth quarter here from Shai, or maybe he barely plays. But right now, 107-70. I would imagine we're going to get a bunch of backups here in this fourth quarter. Do the Thunder have a run in them? Do the backups have a run in them? I would like to cash this over 111. So we're going to need some scoring here. And we have had 0 points in the first minute so far of the fourth quarter. So I got to be honest, I probably should have played an under in the fourth quarter with these backups. So even though we had, what do we have? 64 points scored in the third quarter. I don't think we probably don't even get 50 here in this fourth quarter unless these backups start hitting shots, but I don't think so. These backups are going to miss a bunch of shots here throughout this game. But your live number right now is at 109.70. Timberwolves lead. Live number 34.5. Live total 226.5. We do have another goal in the Panthers-Hurricanes game as the Hurricanes are on the board. 6-2. Panthers lead the Hurricanes right now. 8 minutes to go in this game, as the Panthers will take a 3-0 series lead over the Hurricanes. And yeah, I know we saw it last year when the Oilers were down 3-0 against the Panthers in the Stanley Cup final, and they came all the way back to force a Game 7. That's not happening here for the Carolina Hurricanes. This could be a sweep. This series could be over in the next game. And then you start to look now at the Stanley Cup. By the way, the odds for the next game, Panthers minus 170. You start to look at the series price at the futures market now, and the Conn Smythe Award, to me, it's Sergei Bobrovsky, and that's it. Like, that's the only player that you can bet on right now. Because think about it this way. Right now, Bob is a plus 200 favorite. He is the goaltender for the Florida Panthers. He's done a tremendous job this entire playoffs and in this series. He has completely locked it down. If we look at the other teams, well, first of all, let's just look at the Panthers. Who else are you going to give it to? You're going to give it to Alexander Barkov? Yeah, he had a goal tonight, whatever, but they were already winning, so you can give it to him tonight. Give it to him. I don't think so. I think Sam Bennett, who's their leading scorer, Sam Reinhart, who's injured. I don't know when he's coming back. Like these. I don't think there's a skater on the Panthers that you would give it to. I think the only player you would give it to on the Panthers is the goaltender. And then you look at the opposition. Who's going to come out of the West? Well, if it's Dallas, Mikko Rantanen is the favorite of the Dallas players, and he has had a tremendous impact on this postseason for them, no doubt about it. But also, you can make the argument for Jake Ottinger. Because if they are to, go on and win the Stanley Cup final, it's going to have to be on the strength of their goaltending. So Ottinger has a great case to be made. And if it's the Oilers that go to the Stanley Cup final, well, you can make the argument for Connor McDavid. You can make the argument for Leon Draisaitl. They're going to split votes, both of those players. I think the clear-cut choice right now is Sergei Bobrovsky. Because at least if the Panthers win, he's the guy. Plus 200 right now, Bobrovsky to win the Conn Smythe. That's the bet to be made, as the Panthers will take a 3-0 series lead here in the Eastern Conference Finals and go to their 3rd consecutive Stanley Cup final. I'm Scott Seidenburg, always on Twitter at ScottsOnAir, ScottsOnair. More Live Bet Saturday rolls on next here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sports Betting Network.
Well, it's all over but the final score here as the Timberwolves with a 120-78 lead over the Oklahoma City Thunder. The benches are cleared, the backups are in, and a lot of FOMO for me. I probably should have bet the under in the fourth quarter, knowing that this was going to be the case here. But still plenty of time left, 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. But a 13-8 fourth quarter right now for Minnesota as they have dominated the game from start to finish. I mean, this is an unbelievable just rout here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Thunder shoot 36% from the field, 30% from three-point range. Timberwolves shoot 52% from three-point range, 56.3% from the field. We did hit the Julius Randle three-pointer prop. He goes 2 of 5 from three-point range, 24 points. So we hit the over his points. We hit the over Randle three-pointers. And Jaden McDaniels is hopefully going to finish with 6 rebounds as he shouldn't be playing the rest of this game. And so we'll win that prop bet and lose the Jalen Williams assists. So those will cancel each other out, but we'll make a profit here with the Julius Randle bets. And we are still sweating out in the first 5 here with Philly and the A's, as I believe the A's just scored a run on a passed ball. As it is, so wild pitch by Christopher Sanchez scores a run. So the Phillies have a 2-1 lead, but with a walk. So it is first and third for the Phillies with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. Philly jumped out to a 2-0 lead, scoring 2 runs in the top of the first inning, but then unable to get anything out of a leadoff single in the top of the second inning. And here in the bottom of the second, the A's had a Miguel Andujar single, followed by a Urias walk, a bunt sacrifice ground out that led to the runners going to second and third with 1 out. And Andujar just scored on a wild pitch as Nick Kurtz walks. So Denzel Clark is up. 2-1 Phillies lead, 1 out here, bottom of the second inning. Our best bets are Phillies in the first 5 innings, minus the half a run at minus 115. And we also bet the Phillies team total in the first 5 innings to go over 2.5 runs. So we need 1 more run from the Phillies here in the first 5 innings, and we need Philly to cash in here on the first 5 bets. But this is a sweat moment right now, a high leverage moment for Christopher Sanchez. First and third with 1 out, bottom of the second inning there in Sacramento. Meanwhile, on the ice, like I said, same thing with the NBA. It's all over but the final score, a 6-2 lead for the Panthers over the Hurricanes, 3:45 to go in this third period. It's been chippy. There's been some extracurriculars after the whistles here, as obvious frustration on the part of the Carolina Hurricanes as they are now going to lose, 15 straight Eastern Conference Finals games? I mean, that's unbelievable when you think about that. If you go back through the past couple of years, this is now 15 straight Eastern Conference Final losses. Wow. How does that happen? At some point, you got to think like is it mental? Is it get in your head? I mean, some of these players were on those teams, but other players were not. I mean, obviously, it's pretty much the same team that we saw last year lose, right? To the or not last year. Last year was the Rangers. 2 years ago, they lose to the Hurricanes. I mean, they lose to the Panthers, right? They get swept. But then they were in it a couple of years ago. They get swept by the Bruins. And then before that, they got swept by the Pittsburgh Penguins. That was all the way back in 2009. I mean, it's unbelievable, the history of this team. 15 straight losses in the Eastern Conference Finals. Do they get one? I'm not going to bet it. I can't imagine. They're minus 170 is the line right now for the Panthers on Monday's game number 4. I mean, this series has sweep written all over it. This has been an absolute one-sided series. How could you bet the Hurricanes to win that game? And then with the back-and-forth nature of the goaltending, so what? They decide to go with Pyotr Kochetkov in this game because Anderson has been bad and, they want to maybe give a spark to their team. Did it work in the first period? Okay, they were down 1-0. Close game after the first period, but then that's it. They tie it in the second period. This has been a collapse in the third period because the Panthers have just been that much better. So I can't bet this team in the game number 4. No shot. I mean, this is unbelievable. But cash the puck line, though, as we talked about it with, the article was written on vsin.com by Jonathan Davis, our hockey expert here at VSiN. If all you did was just bet the puck line on both these teams, you had plus money chances galore. Plus 155 on the Panthers. It was plus 300 on the Hurricanes. That was not going to happen. But it's now 51 out of 74 games in these playoffs have been decided by 2 or more goals. So, and the favorites are dominating on the puck line. So you look at these games, you look at the teams, and you're like, all right, hey, well, I'm going to bet the puck line here and lay the minus a goal and a half. Get the plus 155 price, and you cashed it. So, congratulations. Meanwhile, the A's have just tied the game against the Phillies, 2-2. Bottom of the second with 2 outs here in Sacramento. I believe that was a single by Jacob Wilson, the overwhelming favorite for American League Rookie of the Year. Gets a single to right field. Go figure, on an 0-2 pitch. I mean, the kid just doesn't strike out. It's unbelievable how good Jacob Wilson is and how this kid never strikes out. He's batting .342 right now on the season, Jacob Wilson. He's got, 10 strikeouts in 92 at-bats. He just makes contact every time. Every time. And he doesn't walk either. He's got 8 walks. So he just puts the ball in play. Old school baseball player, this Jacob Wilson. Just putting the ball in play. But a very taxing second inning here for Christopher Sanchez. And you have to start to wonder now, with this pitch count getting up, how deep he's going to go into this game, which you hope, for our Phillies bet, we need him to get out of this as quickly as possible, because it could be an early night or an early exit here for Christopher Sanchez, who has really labored here in this second inning. And now I'm starting to think that maybe there is something to this, the discomfort on the mound. This is something that Matt Gelb, who covers the Phillies for The Athletic, wrote in an article this weekend after Zach Wheeler had a tremendous start once again for Philly, and he's extending his scoreless inning streaks. Like he's one of the favorites to win the Cy Young Award in the National League. But he wrote in his article on The Athletic, and kudos to our very own Adam Burke at vsin.com, who referenced this article in his write-up when previewing these games. Zach Wheeler was talking about, quote, "The mound was terrible. Honestly, I felt great today, and that's why I was frustrated, because I felt great. The mound was bad," end quote. And he talked about how it felt like cement. And he's talking about the mound, the pitching mound at Sutter Health Park here in Sacramento. And so, I mean, look, he pitched well despite the discomfort of, on the mound and maybe not having proper, not being able to land with his plant foot. And I'm wondering, as wild as Christopher Sanchez has been here early on in this game, if he's having some discomfort on the mound. Look, he's going to walk in the run right now. Phillies are about to be down 3-2 because he's going to walk in a run, I think. I mean, he looks terrible right now. maybe we might have to live bet this over. It's at 12.5 right now, the live total, minus 125. It's already a 2-2 game in the second inning. But Sanchez, he looks very uncomfortable on this mound, and maybe this is a thing. That maybe that's why all these runs are being scored in Sacramento, not so much because of the air and the thin air and the ball flying out, but because these pitchers don't have good grip on the ground, aren't landing properly, and all their pitches are elevated. And when you're up in the zone, you're going to get hit. So up in the zone, you're susceptible to being hit. And maybe that's what we're seeing here from Sanchez and from other pitchers as well, as he's looking to get out of this jam here in the bottom of the second inning. But he's going to walk in a run. Hey, stay tuned. After Live Bet Saturday, Cash Now with Greg Peterson comes your way. And then kick off your Sunday with the VSiN Weekend Morning Line at 10 a.m. Eastern, followed by Ready, Set, Bet. It's all coming up next right here on VSiN. I'm Scott Seidenburg, always on Twitter at Scott's On Air. This is Live Bet Saturday here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high-quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.